Hello! Welcome back to Baking from Books. I am Callan, a reference librarian who loves trying to make things. Today I'm trying to make a no-bake, 10-minute TARDIS pie from the fantastic geeky blog Kitchen Overlord. Do make sure to check them out. This recipe is inspired by the UK sci-fi television series and global phenomenon Doctor Who. If you haven't heard of it, the show chronicles the adventures of a traveling, vaguely chaotic alien called the Doctor and the friends he/she makes along the way. Often, but not always, these friends are from Earth, and the alien has regenerative abilities which has allowed the show to carry on pretty seamlessly and just change actors over the years. Most recently, the Doctor is being played by Jodie Whittaker, although that is supposed to change after the next series. The show has been running on and off since 1963 and has produced a number of spin-offs for TV, film, audio adventures, and novels, among other things. The library owns a wide variety of these materials, including adventures from the original series, some of the newer series and adventures, and novelizations, and even some more creative things like Time Lord fairy tales, which I have read this book and I really do recommend it. This recipe is a really easy, tasty recipe that's supposed to look like the Doctor's spaceship called the TARDIS, which is always a blue telephone box. So let's make it. I can't guarantee if you follow along with me that it will take only 10 minutes, but that is what the recipe promises. I do recommend you read this original recipe because it is, again, hilariously written, true to Kitchen Overlord, and it's a really fun journey to go on. First thing you do is boil 1 cup of water, and you combine 3 ounces of berry blue Jello into its steamy depths. You need 3 ounces of blue Jello, so this is what I used. And you stir it around until the Jello is fully dissolved. Once that's all dissolved, you gotta give it a few minutes to start thickening up, so set that aside. And next you'll need a can of evaporated milk. About like this. This is what I'm going to use, and you're going to mix it up so it gets lighter and frothier. It says to use a hand mixer for this, but since I have my trusty mixer, we're just going to use that. So you pour your can of evaporated milk into your mixer. Like so. And we're going to mix it up until it's nice and frothy, so about 3 minutes. When the milk is all frothy, after 3 minutes, then you pour your slightly thickened Jello mixture into the milk, and we're going to mix it up some more, but not before we add food coloring to make it even more blue, because apparently with all the milk and cream cheese it's not really TARDIS blue unless you add some more coloring. So we're going to add some dark blue coloring in here also. It says 1.5 tablespoons. I'm not measuring super carefully because I like to bake chaotically, as you know if you've watched any of my other videos. Mix this up a few seconds more or until it's all combined. Alright, so that's all combined, and we're going to pour it out into a separate bowl so that we can use the mixer for the next step. Alright, we've set that aside. I'm really liking that dark color. That's quite a TARDIS blue for me. And then they said you don't even have to clean out the beaters. This isn't fancy cooking, and it's all going to end up combined anyway. So then you take 8 ounces of cream cheese and 1 cup of white sugar, and you combine them in the mixer. Alright, so you take your cream cheese, and you add in those lovely sugar crystals, and you mix them up until they're nice and fluffy. Doesn't say how long it might take, so we'll just keep an eye on it and look for fluffy. I don't know about fluffy, but it's looking soft and well combined, not to mention a nice robin's egg blue. So at this point, we're going to add in the Jello froth mixture back into it and get those all nice and combined. So I'll pour this back in there. Oh, there goes the froth. Ooh, gross. Looks appetizing, doesn't it? Alright. So we're going to combine these until they're all well mixed together. I'm not sure mine thickened enough, but I think it's all combined now. So at this point, you take one of the finest ready-made pie crusts you can buy in graham cracker variety, and you're going to take your blue goop and add it to your pie crust. It does make enough for 2 pies, so you will want to have 2 of these. Voila! We have a filled pie crust. I might have overfilled it a little bit, and then you pop it into the fridge for anywhere from 4 hours to overnight, just so it solidifies up nice and firm. So I definitely overfilled mine. I spilled a whole lot getting it into the fridge. So definitely do not fill yours as much as you filled mine. After 4 hours or overnight in the fridge, your pies will come out looking a little bit like my practice batch, but not really. I brought my practice batch in to show the results, but they got a little smushed in transit. So it's not going to win any beauty contests, but it will give you an idea of roughly the kind of result that you'll see after your pie is done solidifying. This is a slightly messy version of what your finished pie might look like once it's solidified. It's a nice TARDIS blue, and it's solid and it's ready to eat. You can pop this in the freezer and it'll keep for a while, but you can also take some icing pens in black and white and make a rim around the pie to show the TARDIS windows and add some yellow sprinkles in the middle, and it's a really nice result. It looks something like the picture, and it looks like the TARDIS. It's really impressive. I did try and do that for my practice batch, but between my skills and the stress of travel, it looks a little bit more like the haunted TARDIS, or something has gone wrong in the TARDIS. So, this is roughly supposed to be what a TARDIS pie is, but I don't blame you if you can't see it. But it still tastes pretty good with the berry blue flavor and the cream cheese and sugar. Where can you really go wrong with the taste? But no, it's not going to win any beauty contests the way I do it. But that's it. It really is a pretty quick recipe. It makes a little bit of a mess, but not awful, and it comes out tasty and impressive looking if you don't do it the way I did it. I do recommend you use a lot of buttercream icing. I thought that it really helped to complement the pie personally, and also where can you go wrong with more buttercream icing. Do comment any tips you have for me, any ways that things could have gone better, things you would have done differently, or in the comments you could also leave us your take on more recent Doctor Who episodes and what you thought about it, what your favorite Doctor Who iteration is. We would love to hear from you and talk about this fabulous TV series, and share your results with us if you make it yourself. I have absolute certainty that you can make it look better than I did, but it'll be delicious either way. And we'll see you soon for another iteration of Baking from Books. Thank you for joining us for Baking from Books British Edition, and in the meantime, happy reading, happy baking.